Hare Krishna, welcome everyone to our Srimad Bhagavatam review class. We'll begin with our prayers. Om Jnanatimrandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanchitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी नित्यनामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासदि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna. So welcome everyone. We are discussing from the 8th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and we are discussing the beautiful pastime of appearance of Lord Vamanadev. So last time we discussed how after Lord Vamanadev appeared, he went to the place where Bali Maharaj was doing the sacrifice. And Bali Maharaj, when he saw this beautiful young dwarf Brahmana coming in the sacrificial arena, he welcomed Vamanadev, and he expressed his great joy in welcoming Vamanadev. And then he said, please take whatever you want from me. So Bali Maharaj, when he said this, Vamanadev, he was very, very satisfied, and he praised the entire dynasty of Bali Maharaj. He praised the words which were spoken by Bali Maharaj. He even praised Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu, and the father of Bali Maharaj, Virochana also. And then he says, I want just 3 steps of land according to my steps, according to the measurement of my steps. Bali Maharaj, when he hears this, he thinks, oh, this Brahmana boy is Balisha. He is a Bala and he has a Balishmati. He is a child and he has a not mature intelligence. So he says, if you have come to me, please ask for something so that you would not have any need to ask for anything in the future. Then Vamanadev speaks on the principles of satisfaction. And Bali Maharaj, he becomes very happy hearing this, and he says, okay, I will give you whatever you want. And we saw how Shukracharya, when he heard this, he gave so many reasons why Bali Maharaj should not give charity to Vamanadev. He says, this is Lord Vishnu, he'll usurp your entire property. This will bring, harm to the demons, and you will not be able to fulfill even your promise. You will go to hell for that. And therefore he says, actually livelihood is more important than charity. Bali Maharaj, when he hears this, he became silent, he introspected for some time, and then he said, he gave 9 reasons why he should give charity to Lord Vamanadev. He says, I am grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. That means I have a natural attraction for Supreme Lord Vishnu. And then he says, if I lie, I'll become so very sinful. I don't fear anybody. I fear Brahmana, a curse of a Brahmana. I fear cheating a Brahmana. And then he says, everything is temporary in this world. And if you are saying that he is Lord Vishnu, so then everything is supposed to be given to Lord Vishnu only. So he rejected Shukracharya. Shukracharya became very angry, and he cursed Bali Maharaj that you will be bereft of all the wealth. When the Havali came and offered water, Bali Maharaj washed the feet of Vamanadev. And as soon as Bali Maharaj gave his promise, Vamanadev, he increased in his size and he occupied everything. So that is what we discussed. So now after this, 21st chapter, it was mentioned that Lord Vamanadev, he extended his leg more and more and it reached up to Brahmaloka. So what happened next? So Shukdev Goswami describes that the effulgence of when Vamanadev's foot reached Brahmaloka, the effulgence of Vamanadev's nail, it was so very powerful that it was reducing the effulgence of even Brahmaloka. When Brahmaji, he saw Supreme Lord's lotus feet coming, he took out the water from his kamandalu and he washed the feet of Lord Vamanadev, and that foot wash became Mother Ganga. Falling from the sky, this Ganga purifies the entire worlds. So Chakravarti Thakur and Prabhupada clarifies that there are actually various versions of how Ganga manifested in this world. So in this place, now here it is said that Brahmaji, he washed the feet of Lord Vamanadev with the water which was there in this kamandalu, and that became Ganga. In the 5th canto, we discussed that the water, when Lord Vamanadev, he touched the coverings of the universe, the water from the Karana ocean entered, started coming in, washed the feet of Lord Vamanadev. That became Ganga. Elsewhere it is mentioned that Ganga is actually the liquid form of Narayan. So Prabhupada clarifies that actually all these three, they mix to form Ganga. So in this way, Lord Vamanadev covered everything, and then he reduced to his original form of a dwarf, Brahmana dwarf. All the devatas and all the apsaras, they collected various ingredients and they started worshipping Lord Vamanadev. So Prabhupada writes that just like when in Bhagavad Gita we hear that Arjuna, he requested that please show me the universal form, and Lord showed him. And then at the request of Lord again, at the request of Arjuna again, the Lord manifested his Saumya Vapu, twofold form, two-handed form of the Lord. Similarly here also, Vamanadev, he now came back to his original form. All the devatas, they worshipped the lotus feet of the Lord and worshipped Vamanadev by showering flowers and water and sandalwood pulp and offering incense and lamps and fruits and so on. So many things they were offering to the Lord. Everybody was so very joyful. They were dancing and singing in the glorification of the Lord. Jambavan, Jambavan was existing since that time. The king of the bears. He personally circumambulated the feet of Lord. He sounded bugle in all the directions and he arranged for a big festival of Lord Vamanadev's victory. When the demons, they saw what Vamanadev has done, they understood that he is Lord Vishnu. They spoke in great anger because they saw their master was getting cheated. The demons, they said, he is not a Brahmana. This Vamana, he is Lord Vishnu. He is the greatest of the cheaters. Vishnur Maya Vinam Varaha. Maya Vinam Varaha. He is the best of the cheaters. And he has appeared for the welfare of the Devatas. Our Lord Bali, because he is now engaged in this sacrifice, and he has given up his position of, given up his power to punish. So therefore, Vamanadev is taking advantage. This Vamana, this Brahmana dwarf is taking advantage of this. So it is our duty to kill this Vamana. And saying this, all the demons, they took their weapons and they were charging towards Vamanadev in great anger, in usual anger, Shukdev Goswami says. Because demons are anyways, they are angry towards Lord Vishnu. They rushed towards Lord Vamanadev to kill him. When associates of Lord Vishnu, headed by Sunanda, they saw these demons charging towards Vamanadev, they smiled. Nanda, Sunanda, Jaya, Vijay, Garuda, Jayant, and all the other assistants, they were there. They smiled, and they had the power of 10,000 elephants. They began killing the demons with great force. When Bali Maharaj, he saw the demons were getting killed, he forbade his soldiers. He said, please do not fight with these uh, associates of Lord Vishnu. He remembered his curse. Shukracharya had cursed Vamanadev that you will be bereft of all the opulence. So therefore he said, O Viprachitti, O Rahu, O Nemi, please stop fighting. By human efforts, nobody can defy the laws of providence. Earlier, time was in our favor, so we were victorious. Now, time is not in our favor. Nobody can surpass the movements of the time. Balena sachivair buddhya durgair mantra aushadadibhi samadhir upayascha kalam natyati vaijana. He says, by bala, by power, by council of ministers, by intelligence, by fortress, by mystic powers, and by use of drugs or herbs, or by using any diplomacy or any other means, nobody can overcome the power of time factor. Time factor is so very powerful. The demons, they were having such less intelligence, they were not able to understand what Bali Maharaj was saying. So Bali Maharaj, then he explained in simple words, what he wanted to say. He said, previously, the providence was in our favor. So therefore, we became victorious. We won over all the devatas. But now, providence is acting against us. So therefore, there is no use fighting with the devatas. So please stop fighting. Prabhupada writes in the purport that Bhagavad Gita describes there are 5 factors in any action. Ishvara, Jiva, Kala, Karma, and Prakriti. These are the 5 topics of Bhagavad Gita. And there are 5 factors of an action. Adhishthanam, Tatha Karta, Karanam cha Prithak Vidham, Vividhascha Prithak Cheshta, Daivam Chevatra Panchamam. Daiva, the superior powers of nature, providence is so very powerful. This is the most important factor. Even if we have all our intentions, we are equipped, we know whatever, how it is done. But if Supreme Lord does not sanctions, we cannot do anything. So therefore, when Bali Maharaj, he said this, the demons being, in accordance with the orders of Bali Maharaj, he stopped fighting, and the associates of Lord Vishnu, they chased all these demons to the lower planetary systems. After this, Garuda came. Garuda, he arrested Bali Maharaj by binding him with the ropes of Varuna Pash. Chakravarti Thakur writes that actually Garuda, he understood the intentions of the Lord. He was thinking, now after having accepted all the possessions of Bali, my master, Lord Vishnu, wants to show favor to Bali Maharaj. And therefore, he is going to show to the whole world the greatness of the tolerance of Bali Maharaj and the devotion of Bali Maharaj. So that was the intention of Lord Vishnu. And Garuda, being an intimate associate of the Lord, he understood the intentions of the Lord. That's how an ideal servant is. He understands the intentions of the master. So therefore, when this Bali Maharaj was bound with Varuna Pash, there was a great roar of lamentation. Throughout the universe, both in the upper planets and both in the lower planets, there was a great lamentation. Everybody knew that Bali Maharaj is such a great pious personality. Although he was a demon, but everybody could see the devotional sentiments of Bali Maharaj. Although he knew that Lord Vishnu has come to cheat him, but still he agreed to give everything. So therefore everybody was lamenting. When Lord Vamanadev, he arrested Bali Maharaj, Bali Maharaj, he was most magnanimous, he was most famous, Udara Yashasham. Bali Maharaj had lost all his wealth. So Vamanadev, although he usurped everything from Bali Maharaj, but still Bali Maharaj was fixed in his determination and he was very steady in his intelligence. And his only determination was how to satisfy Vamanadev. So Prabhupada, he very beautiful, all these purports and these chapters, Prabhupada very beautifully brings out the devotional sentiments of Bali Maharaj. So Prabhupada writes there that actually this Bali Maharaj, because he lost everything, his bodily luster was reduced, but still he was not even slightly affected in his determination. He was very much determined that my life's purpose is to please the Supreme Lord Vishnu. And therefore, Bali, although he lost everything, still he became famous for all the time to come because he pleased Supreme Lord Vishnu. A pure devotee is never deviated from service of the Lord, whatever problems may come. So in our devotional service also, we may go through so many of the difficult situations. And this situation of Bali Maharaj is very classic example. This is an extreme example to how a devotee, to what extent a devotee can go through all the troubles, but never ever fails to please the Supreme Lord. And therefore, this is special mercy of the Lord. And Prabhupada, in all the purports, he quotes this very, very famous verse, Yasyaham anugrahanami harishye tad dhanam shanai. If Lord wants to show special favor to somebody, he takes away everything from him. But a devotee, although he loses everything, he does not, have any difficulty. He is not disturbed. Problems will come in the life of everyone. If somebody comes to spiritual life thinking that problems will not come, problems should not come in my life because I am a devotee and I have taken shelter. So, Mameviya prapadyante maya metam tarantite. Maya Devi should not disturb me. That is not the ideal consciousness of a devotee. Devotee is ready to go through any of the problems. And of course, Lord never tests a person beyond his capacity. Lord is testing Bali Maharaj to such an extent because he knows that Bali Maharaj will come out victorious. If the same thing happens to a sadhaka, he'll say, Aapka beadbag samali, I am going. Enough of this chanting business. So therefore, we should know that Lord will never test a person beyond his capacity. So after Vamanadev binds this Bali Maharaj with Varuna Pash, now Vamanadev speaks. O king, you promised me 3 steps. With 1 step, I have occupied this entire Bhumandal with my body. I have occupied all the upper planetary systems. And with the 2nd step, I have occupied all the space. With the 2nd step, he says, I have occupied the entire space. And with the 3rd step, I have occupied all the upper planetary systems. Where should I put my 3rd step now? So Lord now speaks to, is in very, very strong words just to show the greatness of Bali Maharaj. In spite of being tested to such an extent, Bali Maharaj does not lose his determination. He says, because you could not fulfill your promise, you will go to hell. As your guru, he had instructed you that you will go to hell, so therefore go and live there. And then he says very interesting words. Chakravarti Thakur writes that actually Vamanadev says you go and live there with him. So what does this mean? Chakravarti Thakur says that although you disregarded your guru, you did not follow the instructions of your guru, but actually your guru, he told you to not give me land out of affection of you. He was having affection for you. Therefore, your guru is also dear to me. So you also go to hell, and your spiritual master, he will also go. So what does that mean? Chakravarti Thakur writes that it does not mean that he'll go to hell. The word used is niraye. Niraye means hell. So Chakravarti Thakur clarifies that actually it is not niraye. The ra can be pronounced as la also. Just like if you read in Bhagavatam, Prahalad is written as Praharad. If you read in Bhagavatam, it is not written Prahalad. It is written as Praharad. So in many places, ra can be replaced with la. So he says it is not niraye, it is nilaye. And nilaye is Vaikuntha. So he says, you'll go to Sutala, and later you will attain my abode. You'll go to Vaikuntha. So therefore you don't worry. And Prabhupada writes that devotees of the Lord, they are not disturbed in any situation. Narayan para sarve na kutashana bibyati swarga apavarga narkeshu api tulyarth darshinah. So just to show the tolerance of Bali Maharaj, Vamanadev has tested him to such an extent to show how devotee is so very strong, so very determined, that he is ready to go through any of the troubles, but his only desire is to serve the Lord. And then Vamanadev says, you wanted to rule this heaven? Far from going to heaven, you will go to hell, because you have not fulfilled the promise which you have given me. So again, it is described by Chakravarti Thakur that actually, what Lord is saying, heaven is not for devotee. You are not supposed to live in heaven, because heaven, it is not suitable for practice of bhakti. Let Indra take this position. You go to Sutala, and there I will also reside with you. And therefore, actually, you are supposed to live with me in Vaikuntha. So after staying in Sutala, you will go to Vaikuntha. Why you want to rule this heaven? You go and stay in Vaikuntha. So therefore, Prabhupada writes that what Bali Maharaj attained, it is the rarest of the rare attainments. He says, Lord is saying you are more elevated than Indra. You don't have to stay in heaven. Your position is in Vaikuntha. And before going to Vaikuntha, just for the time being, just go to Sutala planet and you stay there as the king, and there will be no troubles for you. So therefore, don't be worried at all. That's what Chakravarti Thakur is saying. Lord intends to say that. And Lord is saying, I will become your doorkeeper. Don't worry about that. Achha, then what will happen? So Lord Vamanadev says, so Lord said you will go to hell. So then after going to hell, what will happen? Lord Vamanadev says, because you are so very proud of your wealth, you could not fulfill your promise. You must live in this hellish life. So again, Chakravarti Thakur clarifies. He says, actually you are more respected than Indra. You don't have to stay in heaven. You are supposed to go to Vaikuntha. You will attain my mercy, and you will get a position even greater than Indra. Therefore, he says, enjoy some years in Sutala. And then after saying this, this is the end of the 21st chapter. In the 22nd chapter, Bali Maharaj, when he heard all these words from Vamanadev, although he was chastised, he was arrested, he was cursed to go to hell, apparently. Vamanadev has cursed him, you go to hell. But still, he was equipoised. He was not at all disturbed in his mind. He was aviklavam. Aviklam means he was not disturbed. Abhinnatma, he was not at all. Not even a slight bit of disturbance was there in the mind of Bali Maharaj. Bali Maharaj says, "O my lord, O Uttama Shloka, if you think that my promise has become futile, you have occupied everything with two steps, but there is one thing which is remaining. I shall fulfill my promise. I shall rectify the mistake. Please put your third step on my head." Somebody may ask, how could Bali's head, be the substitute for the third step of land? If Bali Maharaj, if all the universe, was occupied by two steps, how can this head of Bali, how can Bali Maharaj himself be the substitute for the third step? So Prabhupada clarifies there that possessor of a wealth is considered greater than the wealth itself. Bali Maharaj was the possessor of all the universe, so therefore he was even greater than the entire universe. So therefore the head of Bali was adequate for the third step. So Bali Maharaj, he actually addressed Lord Vamanadeva's Uttama Shloka. So very detailed purport is given by Prabhupada and Chakravarti Thakur why Bali Maharaj is calling Vamanadeva's Uttama Shloka. He says actually, it out of joking, in a joking way, Bali Maharaj is calling Vamanadeva's Uttama Shloka. He says that, you will become famous for so many reasons. Uttama Shlok means that Lord who is glorified by choicest poetry. And you will become famous for so many reasons. What are the various reasons you will become famous? He says, you came in the pretense of begging. You came as a brahmachari beggar. And you asked just for the 3 steps of land. And you displayed a false, you have spoken a lie. You said, I am satisfied with just 3 steps of land. I do not desire anything else. And you said, I am free from greed. I do not want anything. But in the pretense of begging, you occupied the entire universe. You will be famous for like that. But then he says, we devotees, we become mad just by hearing your such pastimes. And then he says, you are the wealthiest beggar. You are the husband of goddess of fortune. And you came as a beggar to beg land from me. I am a beggar, and you came to beg land from me. You will be famous for various disgraceful acts. First of all, you desired to possess more land, and that too by trick. You cheated a Brahmana, and then you showed desire for material objects, and then you exhibited such anger when I was not able to fulfill the promise which I have given. And you destroyed the intelligence of my spiritual master. He was actually desiring my welfare. But you destroyed the intelligence of my guru, and therefore he could not act according to the scriptures. And then he says, the world will know you as the cheater of Bali. You came in disguise. You had a mission to favor devatas, and that's why you did not even regard all this as cheating me. You actually cheated me just to favor the devatas, and you did not even give any regard to this. He says, actually, I am not a devotee. You are always favorable to your devotees, but I am a demon. So, okay, whatever it may be, I will still fulfill my promise. You please put your third step on my head. He says, actually, you have sided with devatas. Devatas, they are mixed devotees. Chakravarti Thakur is saying all this. Devatas are mixed devotees, and you have favored them. And we have no desire for personal sense gratification. We are just happy receiving your mercy. But still you sided with the devatas. The poets will glorify you as in this way. Then he says, actually, you have taken all the land, everything from me, and you have given to devatas. You have not benefited them. Actually, you have cheated the devatas. All this material opulence gives dharma, artha, kam. You have not benefited devatas. You have actually shown your mercy to me because they have not received the nectar of your lotus feet. I have become recipient of your mercy. So therefore, Bali Maharaj, he understood everything. So he took pleasure in understanding that Lord's purpose is to glorify his devotees. And therefore, Lord, actually he cannot allow his devotees' promise to turn false. So therefore, Lord only gave intelligence to Bali Maharaj. Okay, put your third step on my head. Bali Maharaj says, I am not fearful of anything. बिभेमिनाहं निरयात् पदच्युतो न पाशबन्धाद् व्यसनादुरत्यया नैवार्थकृच्छ्राद् भवतो विनिग्रहाद् असाधुवादाद् भृशमुद्विजेयथा. He says, Bibheminaham, I am not fearful of nirayat, going to hell. Padachyuto, I am not fearful of even leaving, even falling from my position. Napashabandha, I am not fearful of being bound by Varunapash. Vyasanaduratayat, I am not fearful of any unbearable calamity which comes on me. I am not fearful of poverty. I am not fearful of being punished by you also. I am only fearful of one thing. Asadhuvadat brishamudvijayatha. I am only disturbed. I am only fearful about defamation. My reputation should not go down. So Prabhupada clarifies that actually devotees are not so much concerned with reputation. So when Bali Maharaj is saying, I am fearful of reputation, he says, actually, if you do not fulfill the desires of your devotees and you are trying to defame me, but if I am not able to serve you in a proper way, I am fearful of that. Lord may say, your defamation, you are telling that you will be defamed if you don't fulfill the promise which you have given. But your defamation will happen when you will not be able to give me the third step of land and I will bind you. I have already bound you. That is your defamation. Now Bali Maharaj speaks a very beautiful verse. Pumsam shlagyatamam manye dandam arhatameva va yamna mata pita bhrata suridascha dishantihi. He says, Bali Maharaj, Vamanadev has said that, actually my punishment will bring you defamation. Bali Maharaj says, your punishment is not the punishment of people of this world. Pumsam shlagyatamam manye, for all men. I consider the most exalted punishment is dandam arhatamarpitam. The punishment that is given by you is the most exalted punishment. Yam namata pita bhrata suridascha dishantihi. Although a father, a mother, a brother, a relative may sometime punish the subordinate, but their punishment is not exalted. Your punishment, O my Lord, is the most exalted punishment. What is that exalted punishment? Lord punishes a devotee to, bring him out of the material entanglements. That is a supreme punishment of a Lord. That is for the mercy of the devotee. That is for the welfare of the devotees only. Whenever Lord punishes, he punishes for the welfare of the devotees. And that is the greatest mercy of the Lord. He gives punishment to the devotees just to correct them, to correct their sinful desires, to correct their enjoying mentality. So therefore, in our devotional service, we may also go through so many problems in our life. We may fall down from the path of devotional service because of our conditionings, anarthas, we may not be able to come to the standards of bhakti. But we should know that Lord, whenever gives some tests and apparent punishments, He is doing it so that we become humble. A humble heart can attract the mercy of the Lord. If we become proud, just see, I am so very great, I am doing devotional service very strictly, and if we are become proud of it, if we are becoming proud, then Lord is not pleased with that. And we know the story Prabhupada tells. One time there was a Brahmana, and he was so very proud that he was very strictly following the rules and regulations. One day evening, somehow he slept, and the Sandhya time was passing by. A person came and he woke him up. He said, "We are sleeping, this is time for your Sandhya Vandana." So he said, oh, thank you very much. He took his bath, he did his Gayatri, and then he asked, "Who are you?" He said, "I am Kali personified." So this Brahmana became confused. Are you are supposed to distract one from the uh, religious principles. How come you are telling me to do my Gayatri and Sandhya Vandan? So Kali said, if you would have missed the Gayatri time, you would have become humble and you would have made much advancement. And now because you are always thinking, I am so very pakka in my devotional practices, you are very proud and therefore you will fall down for sure. So therefore when problem comes, when we are, not able to come to our standards of devotional service, it is actually the punishment of the Lord. Although Lord is not actually desiring that we should fail, but if we fail, we should take it as a positive step that, okay, I am still having so many anarthas, I have to work much more. So therefore the punishment of the Lord is the greatest mercy of the Lord. Lord might say, but I am famous for helping the devatas and not the demons, and you are telling me that I have helped you. Bali Maharaj says, you are actually our indirect well-wisher. You have, because you punish the demons, they realize the futility of this material existence. And that's why it is very easy for them to come to your lotus feet. Actually, we are blinded by false prestige. You are giving us eyes to come to the right path. So therefore, Supreme Lord is the supreme benefactor of the demons also. He says, actually, you are giving so much favor to the devatas. You are not the supreme benefactor of the devatas. Because they are staying in such a opulence, they have all the facilities of enjoyment, they forget your lotus feet. But being demons, because we are punished by you, we have greater chance to come to your lotus feet. As devatas, they are saying in one of the prayers, that kim dushkaraina kratubhistapo vratair danadibhirva dujaina falguna nayatra narayana pada pankaja smriti pramushta atishayendriya utsavat. So devatas are saying, we have done very severe tapasya, charity, penance, and all the dan, all the yagyas we have done, and we have attained the heavenly planets. There is one problem here. Here we cannot take shelter of the lotus feet of Lord. Kim dushkaraina kratubhistapo vratair danadibhirva dujaina falguna na yatra narayana pada pankaja smriti. In heaven, it is so very difficult to remember the lotus feet of the Lord. Why? Atishay Indriya Utsavat. There is a festival of senses which is going on in the heaven. So therefore, Bali Maharaj is saying, you are actually not showing your mercy to the demigods. You are giving us the real benefit. By being punished by you, we are getting benefited the most. Lord may say, you are speaking such very big words. Are there any examples in the past? Bali Maharaj says, what to speak of me? I am your dedicated devotee. In the past, there were many demons who even hated you. You gave mercy to them also. You gave them also liberation. That is your supreme mercy. Gopya kamad bhayad kamso dveshya shaidya dayo nripa. You know, the Kamsa, he became liberated out of anger, out of fear of Krishna. Shishupal was always envious of Krishna. So Bali Maharaj is saying in the past you have delivered even demons also. So what to speak of us? He says when you perform some activity, your one work serves many purposes. Bhuri karmano. And therefore, I am not feeling ashamed. I am not feeling aggrieved because I am arrested by you. Chakravarti Thakur writes, actually, I am feeling ashamed. You know why? I am feeling ashamed because of my impurity of heart. I am not feeling ashamed because I am bound by you. I am arrested by you. So Bali Maharaj could understand that Supreme Lord has come with a hidden purpose. His hidden purpose is to glorify Bali Maharaj. And therefore, Bali Maharaj was not so unhappy on being arrested. In the pretense of punishing Bali Maharaj, Lord wanted to give mercy to Bali Maharaj. And then, Bali Maharaj says, I am in the descendant, in the family of Prahlad Maharaj. Prahlad Maharaj, he tolerated so many difficult situations. His father, my grandfather Prahlad, when he was a small child, his father Hiranyakashipu, he tried to kill him. He gave him so much troubles. He tried to put him under the feet of elephants, throw him from the cliff. Prahlad Maharaj had to suffer so much. Still, he remained faithful. So therefore, I should tolerate the punishment which you are giving me. This is nothing in comparison to what my grandfather Prahlad had suffered. Vamanadev, when he heard this, he may ask, but why did Prahlad ignore his father? His father, he wanted that Prahlad should also enjoy the three world. Why Prahlad ignored all the wealth which was given by his father? Bali Maharaj says that whatever wealth one may get in this material world, it is all futile. Kimatmanane jahati ontatah kim riktaharai swajanakhya dasyubhi kim jayaya sansriti hetu bhutaya martasya gehe kim vihayusho vyayai kim atmananena jayati hoyantatah. What is the use of the material body? Kim atma. What is the use of the material body? Because this body will leave at the end of the life. Kim riktahare. What is the use of relatives? Swajana akhya. What is the use of relatives? They are like the plunderers. They are like the dacoits who plunders all the wealth. Very strong words. Kim jayaya. What is the use of a wife? Samsriti hetu bhutaya. What is the use of wife who increases the material bondage? Martasya gehe kim iha yushovaye. What is the use of a home? What is the use of a country? What is the use of a community? Everything is simply a waste of time. So therefore, in this material world, people, they think all these are my shelter. Deha patya kalatra dishu atma sainyasu asatswapi tesham pramatto nidhanam pashyannapi na pashyati. Deha, apatya, kalatra, adishu, body, wife, children, relatives. People think, materialist thinks, they are my soldiers. Atma Sainya, they will protect me in this material world. Although they are asatsu, they are fallible. So therefore, why one should become attached to all these things? They are all futile endeavors. So Bali Maharaj is saying from the behavior of the great personalities, we know Prahlad Maharaj, and they did not have any attachment to the things of the world. So Prabhupada writes, we have to follow in the footsteps of great acharyas like Bali Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj. They give up everything for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord. And then he says, "Oh my Lord, Prahlad Maharaj, my grandfather, he knew all this. That body, wealth, family, children, country, home, all these are fallible shelters. So therefore, discerning all this, thinking about all this, he did not, take shelter of these things. He took shelter of the Supreme Lord." And he says that, Prahlad Maharaj, he was not fearful of anything. He was just fearful of the material existence. As Prahlad Maharaj also said in his prayer to Narasimhadev, "Trastosmeham kripana vatsala dusahogra samsara chakra kadanad grasatam pranitah baddha swakarma bhirushattama tyangri moolam pritopavarga sharanam hoyase kadanu." So he says, Prahlad Maharaj is telling, I am not fearful. Before that verse, he says, I am not fearful of your very ferocious form, your sharp teeth, your mane, your nails. I am not fearful of anything. I am fearful of this material existence, samsara chakra, because I am bound in this material existence. Prabhupada writes, everyone should fear the so-called society, friendship, and love for which people spend their entire life. Janaha bhitaha. Prahlad Maharaj, Bali Maharaj is saying, my father, he was fearful of the association of, my grandfather, Prahlad, he was fearful of association of common people. So therefore, Prabhupada writes, every devotee should fear the association of materialistic people. Because such type of people, they destroy the devotional inclinations. That's why Vishayi is more dangerous than Vishaya. A person who is engrossed in sense gratification is more dangerous than Vishaya. Because he will paint such a rosy picture of sense gratification. A struggling sadhaka may think, wow. Anyways, यहाँ पे तो कुछ मजा आ नहीं रहा है. I am struggling to chant. Everybody says Krishna Prem milega, you will get love of God, you will be blissful. But so far, I have not attained that love of God. It is so very troublesome path. Chanting every day, so very difficult. Hearing Bhagavatam and reading and association of devotees. We have got some taste, but not so much. So therefore, somebody may say it is so very troublesome. But when we understand that, so in this situation, if we associate with materialists, they will say, yes, you just see we are enjoying, you are struggling so much, you are not enjoying there also, and you are not taking the enjoyment which is present in the outside world also. So therefore, Vishai is more dangerous. So therefore, Bali Maharaj is saying, my grandfather Prahlad, he was Jana Bhitah. He was very fearful, afraid of the common people. And then Bali Maharaj, he expresses his gratitude to Vamanadev. He says, only I was so very absorbed in the material life, only by the mercy of the Lord, only by the providence, I have been forcibly brought to your lotus feet. That is how bhakti is. Prabhupada writes in Nectar of Instruction, Krishna consciousness is so powerful, so wonderful that one is forcibly dragged to success. Even if somebody does not want to practice, somebody says, "Bahut ho gaya abhi. Enough is enough. I have done enough of chanting, hearing, bas ho gaya." He tries to leave. Krishna will not allow a devotee to leave. Krishna kahe ama bhaje mage vishay sukh, amrit chhadi vish mage ei bada murkh. Ami bigyai murkha vishay ke na diba, swacharnamrit diya vishay bhulaiba. Krishna will not allow the devotee to enjoy sense gratification because Krishna knows, this is all useless. This is madness. Nunam pramattah kurute vikarma yadindriya pritaya pranoti. People out of madness, they are engaging in sense gratification. They do not know sense gratification in this world is pregnant with misery. That is the womb from which misery is going to come out. Dukkha yonaya evate. So therefore Bali Maharaj is saying, you have mercifully, forcibly dragged me out of that material entanglement and put me at your lotus feet. And therefore I am saved. So then after speaking this, Bali Maharaj became silent. Prahlad Maharaj appeared at the scene. Vindhyavali, she was there. Even Brahmaji appeared there. Prahlad Maharaj, such a great devotee of the Lord, when he appeared there, he looked like a rising sun. He was dressed in yellow garments and he was very tall, dark color, dark complexion, and he had a very elegant eyes. He was dressed in a very effulgent clothing. He was very dear and he was pleasing to everyone. When Bali Maharaj saw his great, very exalted grandfather, he wanted to offer respects to Prahlad. But because he was bound with the Varuna Pash, he could not offer respects to his grandfather. So he offered his respects with his head. He just bowed down his head with tears in his eyes. His head bowed down because of the shame. Chakravarti Thakur explains why Bali Maharaj was shameful. Bali Maharaj was ashamed because he was thinking, Prahlad Maharaj, my grandfather, when he's seeing me in such condition, I am bound up by the Varuna Pash. He may think I must have committed some mistake. I must have committed some offense unto the Supreme Lord. That's why I am bound up. That's why Lord has punished me. Or, he was ashamed seeing that, he was thinking that, Prahlad Maharaj, my grandfather, he taught me that when you give charity, you should not become proud. But I forgot. I became proud of my charity. I think that's why, I should not show him my face. So you're so very shameless. Prahlad, when he saw the Supreme Lord Vamanadev along with the associates, he became so much overwhelmed with devotional ecstasies. His hair started standing on end, tears started coming out of his eyes. He fell down on the ground, offers prostrated obeisances to the Supreme Lord. And then he gets up. And then he offers prayers on behalf of Bali Maharaj. He requests Vamanadev to show mercy to Bali Maharaj. He says, "Oh my Lord, you have saved Bali. You have given the highest benefit, highest mercy to Bali Maharaj. Because of your mercy, earlier you had given everything to Bali and now you have taken everything from him. Everything belongs to you. So therefore, in both situations, whether you gave him or you took everything from him, this is mercy of the Lord. This is anugraha of the Lord." Prahlad said, actually, you did not take away from Bali what was his, because everything is belonging to you. Nothing belonged to Bali Maharaj. Everything is belonging to you only. You are Sarveshwareshwara. So therefore, this is a proper act. He endorses the punishment of Vamanadev. He says, you have done right. You have punished Bali Maharaj. You have taken all his possession. That is not wrong, because anyways, everything is belonging to you. And actually, this is your special mercy. When you show mercy to somebody, you take everything from him. Yasyaham anugrahinami harishye tad dhanam shanaihi. So therefore, to protect the devotees from illusion and pride, sometimes Lord takes away everything from the devotees. Because Lord does not want to see his devotees becoming proud. That is what happened with Indra. That's what happened with Brahmaji. When Indra was proud, Lord crushed his pride. When Brahmaji was thinking, who is this small boy? He is not Supreme Lord. I know who is the Lord. He crushed his pride. So therefore, Prahlad Maharaj says, material opulence is so very bewildering that if Even if a person is self-controlled, even if a person is learned, under the influence of the material opulence, he may forget to pursue the supreme goal of self-realization. So therefore, you have done very right. And Chakravarti Thakur writes that, you have acted like father. Father, out of love for the child, sometimes he snatches away the sweet which he gave to the child, because he knows if he eats too much of sweet, his health will be spoiled. So you have acted like a father. Father is always careful not to, give anything to the child that will affect the health of the child. And after Prahlad Maharaj offered his prayers, Brahmaji, he stood up. He was standing nearby. He was about to speak to Lord Vamanadev. Vindhyavali, the wife of Bali Maharaj, she came forward. She was aggrieved because her husband, Bali Maharaj, was arrested. She was very afraid. She came forward. He offered obeisances with folded hands. He started speaking. Although Brahmaji was, he had started to speak, but out of respect for Vindhyavali, he stopped. He remained silent. And Vindhyavali, she started speaking. Vindhyavali, he supports the actions of Vamanadev. She says, you have rightly punished my husband. In this world, only fools, they claim proprietorship over the material energy. You are the supreme controller. You are the owner. You have created this universe. Everything belongs to you. But people, out of their foolishness, they think themselves to be the controller. And my husband, Bali Maharaj, although he thinks, he has given you the third step, he has given his head to put the third step, actually he is foolish. He's so very arrogant. He is thinking that this body is belonging to him. This body is also belonging to you, O my Lord. So therefore you have rightly punished my husband. Prabhupada says that no, the demigods, they are official servants of the Lord. Although they are attached to material enjoyment, they never ever claim that I am the proprietor of this universe. But the demons, they start claiming over the proprietorship. That's why they are supposed to be punished. So Vindhyavali is saying, demons, they try to usurp the kingdom which belongs to you. So therefore you have rightly punished my husband. And then Bali Maharaj, when Vindhyavali, after speaking in this way, she prays that please, my husband, he has now realized, please release him. Please show mercy on him. Please release him. And then she says, actually, Bali, he is nothing but a shameless demon. But you please show mercy on Bali Maharaj. After Prahlad, after Vindhyavali, both of them had spoken, Brahmaji, he comes. And he starts offering prayers to Lord Vamanadev. Bhuta bhavana bhutesha deva deva jaganmay munchainam rita sarvaswam nayam arahati nigraham. He says, O my Lord, O Bhuta Bhavan, O well-wisher, Bhutesha, master of all, Deva Deva, you are the worshipable Lord of everyone, Jaganmaya, you are pervading everywhere. Munchainam, please release this man. You have already taken everything from him. Rita Sarvaswam. This person is already bereft of everything now. So therefore, Nayam Arahati, he does not deserve to be punished anymore. Bali Maharaj, he has offered you everything without any duplicity. Whatever he had earned by his pious acts, whatever he had earned by his power, including his own body, he has given everything to you. He does not deserve to be punished. And on top of that, even after offering everything to you, there is no hesitation in his mind. He is aviklayadhya. He has no agitation in his mind. And therefore, after speaking like this, Brahmaji, he gives practical considerations. Now, this is an interesting verse. Brahmaji speaks. Yat padayorashatadhi salilam pradaya durvankurai apividhaya satim saparayam apyuttamam gatimasau bhajatam trilokim dashvan viklavamana kathamartim richet. He says, just by offering at your lotus feet, yat padayor ashatadhi, without any duplicity, if somebody offers at your lotus feet salila, just little water, some grass, durva, ankurai, some flower buds, if somebody offers these things, simple things without duplicity, you give him satim saparayam, you give him uttama gati, you give him vaikuntha, patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktya prayachyati yadam bhakti uparitam ashnami. You give them vaikuntha if somebody offers flower, grass, little water. And this person has given everything to you. Without any duplicity, this person has given everything to you. Then, how can he deserve such punishment? Why are you arresting him? So when Brahmaji speaks this, Vamanadev, he becomes very pleased. Then he starts speaking to glorify Bali Maharaj. He says, actually, this is my inconceivable mercy. Vamanadev says, when I show mercy to people, first of all, if a person is so very puffed up because of his wealth, prestige, I take away all his opulence. I make him poverty stricken. That is my mercy. That is my mercy on that person. Brahmanyam anugrahinami tadvisho vidunamyaham yanmada purushastabdo lokam mam chavamanyate. I take away everything from a person who is pride. He says human form of life is so very rare. It is obtained after rotating in the cycle of birth and death for many, many lifetimes. This is so very rare opportunity. So therefore, in this human life, my mercy is so very difficult to be obtained. And what are the characteristics of my mercy? Janma karma vayo rupa vidya ishwarya dhanadibhi yadi yasya na bhavet stamba tatrayam madanugrahat. Janma, high birth, karma, good activities, vayo, youthful body, rupa, beauty, vidya, high education, aishwarya, opulence, dhanadibi, wealth. In spite of having all these things, yadi yasya na bhavet stambha, if somebody is not proud despite possessing all this, tatraya madanugrahat, you should know that this person has attained my mercy. Prabhupada clarifies that, the Lord does not take away opulence from a person if he is not proud of his opulence. Lord is not a, sadist, okay, this person has so much wealth, I'll take away wealth from him. No. If somebody is not proud even after possessing all this, the wealth, the opulence will not harm him. If somebody becomes proud, then the same opulence will harm that person. So Lord is pleased by a person who has no possessive mentality, akinchana gochara. And then Lord says, material opulence does not disturb the devotees. Manastamba nimittanam janmadinam samantatah sarvashreya pradipanam hanta muhyen namatparah. Manastamba nimittanam. False prestige and impudence, they are caused by janma adi, high birth and all the other qualifications which are mentioned in the last verse. They are all cause of pride and impudence. Sarvashreya pratipanam, they are against the spiritual advancement. But the devotee of mine, hanta muhyen matparaha, my devotee, matpara, My devotee is not bewildered by all these things. So therefore, when a devotee is fixed in bhakti, Lord does not take away all the opulences from him, because he is using everything in service of the Lord. Even though devotee stays in the best of the opulent conditions, he is not bewildered. And that's how Prabhupada said, Krishna tested me twice. Once by taking away everything from me, and other situation by giving everything to me. Just like Dhruv Maharaj, when he was approached by Kuvera, he was killing all the yakshas because one of the yakshas killed his brother Uttam. And ultimately, Swayambhuva Manu came and he consoled Dhruva. Dhruva stopped fighting. Kuvera, he became so very happy. He appeared in front of Dhruva and said, please ask for a benediction. I am so very pleased with you. You know what Dhruva asked? Saraj Raje Navaraya Chodito Dhruvo Mahabhagavato Mahamati Harau Savavre Chalitam Smritim Yayau Taratya Yatnena Duratyayam Tamaha. So when Kuvera, he told, please ask for a benediction. Dhruva, he was Mahabhagavata. He was Mahamati. He was supremely intelligent. He was the greatest of the devotee. What did he ask? Harau savavre achalitam smritim yayo. Please give me undeterred remembrance of the Supreme Lord. Because by getting this benediction, by remembering the Lord, I will cross this ocean of material existence. So devotee, even if he stays in midst of all the opulent situations, he is not disturbed. He does not become proud. So having described that poverty and pridelessness, they are the special favors of Vamanadev. Now, Vamanadev, he glorifies Bali. He glorifies Bali's for his perseverance, for his truthfulness. He says, Bali Maharaj, he is the foremost of all the demons. Agrani, Daiva, Danava Daityanam Agrani. He is the foremost of all the demons. And he is increasing the fame of his dynasty. He is most famous, Kirti Vardhana. This Bali Maharaj, he has surpassed the insurmountable Maya. He has surpassed my Maya energy. So therefore, Bali Maharaj, although he was bereft of all the wealth, he was not disturbed. He had full faith in the mercy of the Supreme Lord. Vamanadev says, Bali Maharaj, he was fixed in his vow of truthfulness. Even though he was bereft of all the riches, even though he fell down from his position, even though he was defeated and arrested by the enemies, even though he was rebuked by the relatives, he suffered the pain of being bound. And on top of that, he was cursed by his own guru. In spite of everything, he was not disturbed. He was truthful even in all these situations. Prabhupada clarifies, Lord not only tests a devotee but also empowers him. Lord gives him the strength to tolerate the pains a devotee may go through during the test. So therefore, if we are going through some difficult situations and it seems that Krishna is testing me, so for sure you should know that Lord also gives the strength to the devotees to tolerate the troubles of the test. And then Vamanadev, he gives blessings upon Bali Maharaj. He says, now please go to Sutala planet, enjoy the Sutal planet. Sutal planet is made by Vishwakarma. It is more opulent than heaven also. There are no miseries, no disturbances, none of the demons can attack there. And after this stay in the Sutal planet, you will become the Indra in the Savarni Manvantara, next 8th Manvantara. Don't worry. You will always be protected by me, Mada Ashraya. I will personally stay in Sutala. I will always stay awake. I will protect from all the dangers. If anybody comes to attack you, I will punish him. I will become the doorkeeper. So therefore, please, O Bali Maharaj, you go to the Sutal planet with all your relatives and friends. You stay there without any fear. If any of the demons don't obey your order, I will personally, my disc will kill them. Don't worry about it. So therefore, please go there. I shall always be with you. I shall always be with you. And then he says, you don't think that, because you are surrounded by the demons, the demoniac influence will affect you. No. Because of my power, because of my prowess, you will not be affected by the demoniac influence. So with this, Bali Maharaj surrendered his life and got the blessings of Vamanadev. So we end here. This is the end of the 22nd chapter. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthana Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Anybody has any questions? You can please ask. Okay, so thank you very much. We'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.